Happy Wednesday, television family. Good to see you again. We're back. Good to see you. Well, I can't see you. You can see me. It is Wednesday, the 19th day of March 2025, last day of winter. The vernal equinox, first day of spring, is at 2:01 tomorrow morning. And no, I won't be awake for it. Close, but I won't be awake for it. So this is it, last day of winter. Spring arrives again at 2:01 tomorrow morning. So the first full day of spring will actually be Friday. Days are getting longer, another 3 minutes and 24 seconds of daylight today than we had yesterday. And then about, 7 minutes from the day before. We're liking that. Although it's cool right now, it's 30 degrees. We have high clouds. Those high clouds that you see there are going to be thickening up a little bit. They're going to be dropping down a little bit. Not going to see a lot of sunshine by the time we get to the afternoon. The first of a parade of systems begins to roll into our area. So we're looking at some afternoon rain today and tonight. Catch a little bit of a break on Thursday, and then rain returns Thursday night, Friday. Perhaps a little bit of rain on Saturday. Snow level is going to be down there quite a bit. Next week, an atmospheric river is going to be combining with some warm air that's going to seep up from the southwest, and we're looking at temperatures in the 70s. Yeah, by the time we get to Tuesday of next week, looking forward to that. Forecast details are coming up, but the weather in a word is active. There's lots going on. No 2 days are going to be exactly the same. All those details are coming up. News, lots. Sports, good night for the Kraken. They fell behind the Blackhawks quickly, 2-0, and then they just hammered Chicago. After that, 4 goals in the second period will do the job. Mariners, same deal. They fell behind early to the Brewers in Cactus League play yesterday, and then they just put the pedal to the metal and took care of business, plus all the scores from high school action will come your way. In the back half of the program, the Leavenworth Rotary Club is celebrating their golden anniversary 50 years ago. The club was founded by Dr. Ed Cadman, and the Leavenworth Rotary is going to have a little wing-ding, a little party at the Leavenworth Fest Hall on Saturday, April 5th. Mahala Murphy-Martin was my guest and will be with us in the back half of the program to learn a little bit more about the Leavenworth Rotary and the great works that they do, and all the Rotaries do. Good works. We're not going to deny you that. A couple of slides to show for you. Normally we don't do these on a Wednesday, but take a look at this. This is your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This takes us basically the last week in March. This was issued yesterday afternoon, and as you can see, the entire western half of the United States has a very good chance of seeing warmer than normal temperatures. And you see that big maroon-shaped, maroon-colored, kidney-shaped blob right along the west coast. That is the warm air that's going to start seeping up to pay us a visit. When was the last time we saw 70 degrees? We will next week. However, the trade-off is it's probably going to be a little warmer. It's going to be a little wetter than normal. So we're looking at warmer than normal temperatures to close out the month of March, but it's also going to be, we have a very good chance, about a 70% chance of seeing above normal precipitation. Warm air above normal precipitation, yeah, that means rain. There are a number of systems that are going to be coming in over the next few days, and then things will calm down by the time really we get to Sunday. Sunday will be cloudy and rainy, and then the big change happens on Monday. We're going to see a temperature variation between our high on Saturday and Sunday into Monday is going to be huge, because that warm air is going to start seeping in while we're all sleeping Sunday night and getting ready to get going on Monday morning. So from the National Weather Service, here we go. System number 1 brings snow to the mountain passes and rain to us later on today. The snow level right now is about 1,000 feet. It's cold. It's only 30. It's going to pop up to about 2,500 feet this afternoon. Deeper into the day we go, better chance we have of rain. And we'll top off at 45 or so. Now keep in mind the normal high temperature is 53 degrees. Yesterday we had 51. Not going to be real warm today with quite a bit of cloud cover. And again, starting about 4 or so, we'll start feeling the rain, and the rain will come down until just about sunrise tomorrow. There's an 80% chance of rain tonight with an overnight low of right around 34. And the snow level is going to be at 2,100 feet. So 2,100 feet and above snow. So the passes are going to get some snow, especially Stevens, overnight tonight into Thursday. Rain is about done by the time you're heading out the door off to office and school or whatever it is by Thursday morning. We'll see some sunshine, a little breezy. I have about 51. Here comes another system Thursday night with an overnight low of about 35. We have about a 40% chance of rain on Thursday night. Friday, rain. especially in the afternoon. At least we warm up a little bit. It's also going to be breezy. So again, the chance of rain today 40%, tonight 80%, tomorrow morning 30%, tomorrow night 40%, Friday 80%, Friday night 50% chance of rain. Saturday looks really nice. Lots of sunshine, temperature just about normal. Clouds return Saturday night, chance of rain on Sunday at about 60%. And then look at Monday, 66 degrees, and we could very well be kissing 70 by the time we get to Tuesday, as all that warm air that you saw on the graphic we already showed you is going to start seeping up. It's going to be grabbed by a trough, and it's going to shove it right out into the Pacific Northwest. So we're looking at some very warm temperatures relative to normal by the time we get to Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. An atmospheric river is heading our way. It'll be here in full force by Wednesday of next week, 1 week from today. That's your forecast. In 2 minutes, we have the news, because that's what's next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Central Washington Water is home to the Hot Spring Spa for over 45 years. Come see the Freshwater Smart IQ. It monitors your saltwater spa's pH balance, chlorine, and more. Or the cold plunge tub that will leave you feeling rejuvenated. Plug-and-play spas make hot tubbing easy. With great financing available, cold water, salt water, hot water, Central Washington Water has a spa for your budget and your lifestyle. Stop by today.
It's the National RV Show at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake, March 13th to the 23rd. Check out the enormous selection of both new and used RVs, motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, with huge incentives, 0 down and no payments for 90 days. Top manufacturers are coming from across the country, like Winnebago, Holiday Rambler, Forest River, Thor, Flagstaff, Grand Design RV, and more. And enter to win $30,000 or a new RV. Get $3,000 over NADA for your trade, paid for or not. So come on down to the National RV Show at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake, March 13th to the 23rd.
High clouds, a little chilly. It's only 30 degrees. Not up to normal today. Deeper into the day, thicker the clouds, and the rain will start coming our way late in the afternoon. Overnight rain tonight. More rain, hit and miss showers really right through the weekend, with the exception of Saturday, and a big warm-up coming our way next week. Just about 9 minutes after the hour, the Chelan-Douglas Board of Health on Monday adopted a code of ethics that'll govern its members. It's a 12-point document, and it requires the 12 appointees to the board to avoid conflicts of interest, acknowledge the board's collective decisions, and uphold the community's trust, among other measures. The board, which manages the Chelan-Douglas Health District, began debating a code of ethics after a video surfaced last year that showed board member Bill Sullivan confronting a member of the public who accused Sullivan of assaulting him. Sullivan was also a co-signer of a community letter that suggested the agency could be sued over its COVID-19 pandemic policies. All board members must sign the policy, which warns that violations could result in censure or sanctions. The vote to pass the ethics policy, by the way, was unanimous. Well, here we go again. Wenatchee drivers, delays and lane restrictions at the intersection of 5th and Miller. City crews are going to repair that 24-inch water main. According to city staff engineer Jacob Bussey, the water main has been problematic. It's had some issues over the last few years. Crews installed a temporary fix last year. Now it's time for a more permanent replacement. Bussey gave no estimation as to when the roadway would be fully reopened, but said it shouldn't be too long because crews started working late on Monday night. Douglas County residents are invited to an open house to learn more about the county's 2046 comprehensive plan. It's a 20-year document. It'll be used by elected officials and local government staff to guide growth and land development. Douglas County says it is required to develop a comprehensive plan that meets a list of goals like protecting agriculture and providing for all levels of housing under the state's Growth Management Act. The open house will be held at the Waterville Town Hall on Locust Street, and people who have an interest in it, you're invited to show up and have conversations with the staff of Douglas County and the consultants on the project. The event is at 2 o'clock and the presentation will begin at 4:15 p.m. and that is coming up very soon. The small airport that serves one of Douglas County's smallest cities is up for sale. Our media partner, the Wenatchee World, reports the Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority agreed last month to surplus the Mansfield Airport, offering up for sale at a list price of just over $313,000. The port has owned the 23-acre airfield since 1995 and now wants the city of Mansfield to fully annex the airport into the city limits. Some of it is in the city limits and some of it is not. Small aircraft pilots who use the Mansfield Airport say it serves a crucial function despite its small size, and selling it to a private party might impede any future economic growth in the area. Washington Senator Patty Murray joined state lawmakers on Monday in Olympia, warning that Medicaid funding is at risk under budget plans put forward by Republicans in Congress. The high-ranking Senate Democrat says GOP cuts would make health care in the state harder for a lot of people to access. Murray News fellow Albert James filed this report from the Capitol.
Make no mistake, Medicaid saves lives.
Democratic Senator Patty Murray says Republicans in the U.S. House are teeing up cuts to federal funding for Medicaid. With over $12 billion given to Washington for Medicaid in 2023, Murray says cuts would make healthcare harder to access, whether it be rural hospitals and clinics closing, seniors not getting home care, or people with disabilities not getting services they need to be independent. The senator says Republicans are eyeing Medicaid cuts to give tax breaks to billionaires.
We cannot let Republicans charge ahead on deep and painful cuts to Medicaid just to line the pockets of the richest people in the world.
Congressional Republicans have said they do not want to make cuts to Medicaid, but health policy group KFF reports cuts are the only way to follow the budget blueprint set out by House Republicans last month, with Medicare cuts off the table.
Everyone deserves to have a quality of life, to work and live in their own home in the community. Please do not make cuts to Medicaid. These cuts would be very harmful to myself and those like me.
Cuts to Medicaid could have great impacts on state spending at a time when lawmakers are trying to tackle a multi-billion-dollar budget shortfall. The State House Speaker has reportedly said funding cuts to Medicaid could force legislators into a special session.
It would rip a hole in the budget and would make it so we have to face extremely difficult decisions, like keeping rural hospitals open. And then as those rural hospitals close or those services are cut, that pressure again gets put on the urban areas.
Earlier in the afternoon, dozens of people gathered at the Capitol to rally for new taxes on wealthy businesses and people as a way to close the state's budget gap. They say the ever-changing situation around federal funding underscores the need for new sources of revenue to support vital state services.
With the uncertainty of Medicaid, we can't see other programs go wayside. We need to stand up for our healthcare systems. We need to stand up for our healthcare providers and really make sure that we're funding the things that we need to in our state.
In Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
Aye, the wearing of the green. I really should stop trying to do an Irish brogue. I can't. Well, that was encouraged Monday night at Wenatchee's annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. Billed since 1981 as the world's shortest parade, the march traveled just one block down Orondo Avenue from Mission to Wenatchee Avenue. The whole thing took, about 15 minutes. Every year there are a few surprises. This year, a married couple, Brian Higgins and Sarah Cornell, renewed their marriage vows right in the middle of the parade. The designated Grand Marshal, billionaire, and presidential advisor Elon Musk, but just like every Grand Marshal picked for the parade in its history, Musk didn't show up. Instead, Wenatchee Mayor Mike Poyer and East Wenatchee Mayor Geraldine Crawford were the de facto leaders of the parade. And local sculptor Daniel Murphy, who owns Expressions by Murph, has lived and operated in his business out of a basement at 1422 North Wenatchee Avenue for the last dozen years. Now that property is being acquired by the city of Wenatchee for phase 1 of the Confluence Parkway project, that huge street and bridge project that's coming this summer. Our very own Casey Safford spoke with Murphy to hear about the struggles of moving his home and business into a new city-provided motorhome.
I'm Daniel Patrick Murphy. I've been a sculptor since I was 13, but professionally age 29. I have been at this location for 12 years. When they told me they were going to destroy this building for highway improvements, I have to admit I was taken by surprise. If I remember right, it was a good year of warning a year ago. But personally, I didn't believe it. I don't know why. I don't think I wanted to accept it, but I had to. When there was a few months left, I had to go into serious talking with the city planners, and I chose to have a motorhome instead of live in an apartment. But my first choice was to have a moderate home with a shop and or large garage. This is 1,400 square foot. Even a garage isn't big enough, but if that's all I could get, I was willing. So I'm just very thankful for what the city has done for me, but I'm very sad because I don't have a shop anymore.
So do you support the Confluence Parkway project and believe that the traffic it will ease for the community justifies the number of local businesses displaced?
Yes, I believe it's a well-justified project, and I'm not against it. It just, when it hits you personally, like, hi, this wonderful thing's going to happen, but guess what? There's no shop. That's my whole thing. I wanted a shop and a place to park the motorhome with all the hookups. I would have been happy.
So you're going to be parking this motorhome that the city provided for you at a residential address?
Well, the city planners found it and inquired, and I agreed because there was nowhere else to go. I agreed because you can't just park a motorhome where you want. And so I'm there, but I'm not thrilled by it.
Why did you decide to relocate instead of just closing? You know, some people in your situation might not think that the work and process of relocating is worth the trouble after so many years in one space.
Well, see, sculpture is part of my life. I've been sculpturing since I was 13 years old. I'm 74 now. Quitting your passion, it doesn't make any sense. Usually when people retire or they're forced to retire, they sit in an easy chair, and the statistics say that they could potentially die within a few years. Homie's not ready to kick the bucket. I am not ready to quit. I want a shop and I'm going to fight for it. I'm not going to fight anyone. I just, you know, it's an expression. I need a shop. I've got to continue my passion.
So you view this motorhome situation as a temporary solution while you continue to search for a more permanent shop?
Yes. And I would like to say, with a little humor, I'll be back.
That is the news on this Wednesday. If you think it's important to you and your family to keep in touch with what's going on around here, we have just the program for you. And this ain't the one. It's the NCWLIFE Evening News tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, 5, 6, and 10 on television. We know a lot of people consume their television via the World Wide Web. They don't have a cable provider or whatever the case may be. That's cool, we got you. Our news will be posted for you to watch at about 5 o'clock every Monday through Friday on our homepage, ncwlife.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube page. We make it as accessible as we possibly can. And if you think there's something out there that warrants our attention, and we've gotten some pretty important news stories by hearing from you, our viewers, don't hesitate. Send us an email. Love to hear from you. news@ncwlife.com. Good start for the Kraken's road trip, and the Mariners kicked a little rear end, too. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel. The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at merrymaidesofwenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. So relax, it's done.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Sports at 22 minutes after the hour. Shane Wright scored twice. Adam Larson had a goal, a couple of assists, and the Seattle Kraken beat the Blackhawks 6-2 in Chicago. Last night, Maddie Beniers also had a goal and an assist. Jordan Eberle and Jerry McCann scored as well, and Joey Decord stopped 27 shots.
Jaden Schwartz will move it back in his own territory. 2:25 left, period one. Kapokako at the line, a deflected dump in by Spencer Knight. Beniers out of the corner. Larson hits the target. Oh, the big cat. A quick answer by the Kraken. They really needed that one. 2:16 left in period one. Adam Larson puts the Kraken on the scoreboard. Stevenson and what they saw. What everyone saw, we think. Now Eberle. Tobin and Fans on it. Alexiak up top. Stevenson in tight. Eberle, he scores! That's hockey, baby! What a play! What a finish by the captain. 14:05 left to go in the second period. Jordan Eberle has tied it. That's how he plays the game, right? He's subtle, crafty, beautiful pass, right on the money. Bedard. Nice steal by Andre Burakovsky. Great hand-eye by McCann. Here he comes. He scores! Hey, what do you say? Jared McCann. High cheddar on Spencer Knight, and the Kraken have a 3-2 lead. Kapokako moves in, lays it back. Schwartz moves beautifully, maintains control. And now they work it around the clock. Larson cross ice, they score! Slammed home! So awaiting that pass was Maddie Beniers. He got lost on the play like a good goal scorer would, and did. And the Kraken have a 4-2 lead. They'll keep the flow going. Good job by Monty. Acemont, a reverse hit on Bedard, who goes down. Acemont in control of it. This way for Montour. Back for Acemont. The second chance, the third chance is a charm. It's Shane Wright. Acemont was denied twice. And Shane Wright said, hey, let me at it. I'll handle it. 5-2 Seattle. Dunn moves it nicely. This is Andre Burakovsky. All the way across. Wright, Larson. Wright again. They score! Crank up the sweet Georgia Brown. Just a beautiful play. Shane Wright, his second goal tonight. 6-2 Seattle.
The Kraken, by the way, the only team in the league with a perfect record when leading after 2 periods. They're 16-0. The Kraken take on the Wild tonight in the Twin Cities at 6:30 on TNT. Brian Wu retired the last 9 batters he faced. Victor Robles, he had a couple of hits. He scored twice, drove in 4. Mariners come back from a 3-run deficit to blow past the Brewers 9-3 yesterday afternoon in Peoria.
Here's the 3-2. Swung on, crushed right field. It is hammered on its way to the wall, and it is gone into the bullpen. Cal Raleigh, a rocket into the pen. 2-run home run, and the Mariners have the lead. Wow.
That thing was a line drive, barely cleared the top of the wall and right, and hit the back wall of the bullpen, and it was tattooed. Here's the set by Alexander. And now the 1-1 pitch, swinging a fly ball into the gap in left center field. Well hit. This one is going, and this one is going to be off the fence. On a hop, rounding third, heading home is Bliss. He will score. Luke Raley into second base with an RBI double going the other way. And it's now the Mariners 5 and Milwaukee 3. The stretch and the 2-1. Rosarena with a swing and a line drive into left center field. Well hit. Collins going back. Can't get to it. It's on the track and off the fence. Here comes Luke Raley rounding third. Being waved in. He will score. Randy Rosarena in at second base.
Mariners remain in Peoria. They'll play host to the Rangers. First pitch at 1:10. All right, high school prep soccer from yesterday. They had to go to penalty kicks, but the Panthers beat the Panthers 2-1. Othello dispatched Moses Lake. Okanagan all over Brewster. Tight one between Cascade and Cashmere, but the Kodiaks came on top. Ephrata just got by Bridgeport on the pitch. Liberty Bell beat Omak. Othello, apparently they beat Moses Lake twice. Prep baseball. Wenatchee crushed Ephrata. Quincy over Warden 5-1. It was Cashmere over Brewster 9-2. Okanagan slaughtered their rivals 17-3. And Cascade had no problems with Waterville Mansfield on the diamond. And prep softball. Wenatchee came back and beat Ephrata at their brand new ballpark. We'll have a story on that tonight. 6-5. Cashmere crushed Brewster. Okanagan over Liberty Bell. Look at some of these scores. It happens in fast pitch softball. Bridgeport, Tenasket, and Waterville Mansfield winning with ease. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 27 minutes after the hour. Happy National Poultry Day today. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Pop, 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 pop. National Poultry Day. Some scientists believe that chickens were domesticated not as a food source, but for use in cockfights. Then they figured out, hey, wait a minute, we can eat them. Chickens, speaking of eating, chickens will eat pretty much anything you put out there. They'll eat anything. They'll eat grain, mice, lizards. If it's available and they're hungry, they'll eat it. There are about 8 billion people on planet Earth. There are 25 billion chickens, so that means chickens outnumber humans 3-1. Chickens can fly just enough to make it into a tree or to get over a fence or to hide themselves from their predators. Speaking of that, chickens sleep with half their brain. That allows them to keep one eye open for predators while the other half of their brain sleeps. And they also dream, believe it or not. How much poultry do we produce on a regular basis? About 23 million tons of chickens. We're number 1. China is number 2. They whip out about 20 million tons of chickens, and Brazil cranks out 16 million tons of chickens. Happy National Poultry Day. Today I will indulge before the day is over. Today in history at 28 minutes after the hour. On its way on its maiden voyage from Scotland, where it was built, to South Carolina, where it was supposed to help the Confederate Navy, the SS Georgiana, the most powerful Confederate cruiser of its time, is destroyed. First ever voyage, we hear about that a lot. Between the munitions and the medicines and the merchandise on board, it was valued at over $1 million in 1863 money. The only problem that they had with the Georgiana is that they had naval guns. They just didn't have them mounted, and they tried to go through the blockade. The United States Navy, the Union Navy, had the port of Charleston completely blockaded, so they tried to run it. Instead, it was damaged, and the captains set her on fire and let her sink. That was 162 years ago today, March 19th, 1863. And then exactly 102 years later, March 19th, 1965, the wreck of the Georgiana, at this time now with over $50 million worth of merchandise on board, is discovered by that guy, E. Lee Spence, who was just a teenager at the time. He found it exactly 102 years after it sunk. The strange thing is, the Georgiana was only 15 feet below the surface and only 3/4 of a mile offshore. Why did it take them so darn long to find it? It is right there It's still there, by the way. That was on this date in 1965. 59 years ago today, sports history is made. Texas Western, now Texas El Paso, becomes the very first college basketball team to win the NCAA National Championship with an all-black starting lineup. They beat Kentucky 72-65. Ironically enough, not only was Kentucky's starting five all white, their entire team was all white. Texas Western makes history on this date 59 years ago today. And 46 years ago today, the United States House of Representatives begins broadcasting its day-to-day business via C-SPAN. March 19th, 1979, there is Tip O'Neill in the speaker's position, and government TV was born. It is 31 minutes after the hour. Birthdays. Earl Warren is back in the news today because, of course, they are releasing a whole bunch of JFK assassination documents today. He chaired the Warren Commission. Probably his most important contribution was Brown v. Board of Education, Gideon v. Wainwright, Reynolds v. Sims, Miranda v. Arizona. He was the 14th Chief Justice of the United States. When he was the Attorney General of California, Earl Warren's father was murdered, and the case was never solved. But this is one of the half-dozen most important jurists in this country's history, Earl Warren, born this date in 1891. Living birthdays, poor Glenn Close, nominated 8 times for an Academy Award and has never won one. She has 3 Tony Awards, she has 3 Emmy Awards, she has 3 Golden Globe Awards, 8 Academy Award nominations, but no Oscars. She is 78 years old today. Happy birthday to Bruce Willis. We want to wish him the very best. We all know he's going to grow in some significant health issues. Moonlighting, the Die Hard franchise, Pulp Fiction, The Sixth Sense. Bruce Willis celebrates a milestone today. He is 70. And this guy, one of the greatest of them all, 10 times an All-Star, National League MVP, Cy Young Awards, a bunch of them, Gold Gloves, wins, ERA. He's one of the best pitchers of all time, Clayton Kershaw. Life is good for Clayton. He's 37 years old today. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Mike Benigni's opinion is coming up next, and then Mahela Murphy-Martin will be joining me. She's helping coordinate a milestone party for the Leavenworth Rotary. Their golden anniversary is coming up. She'll be joining me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Welcome to Boswell's, where you'll find quality furnishings for every room in your home. Customers ask, do you have solid wood options? Yes, they do. Bamboo, maple, acacia, cherry, mahogany. With 2 floors of quality furniture and complimentary design services, Boswell's design team can create a home that's uniquely yours. For almost a century, people have chosen Boswell's for their quality and customer service. Boswell's Furniture, it's closer than you think.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation, and let's build something amazing together.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family, and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Since Since 18-year-olds got the vote in about 1971, I have only voted for a Democrat in a major election twice. The first time for McGovern in 1972. You know, hippie days, Vietnam, all that stuff. You know how it was. However, when one of our U.S. senators, Patty Murray, said she would try to end the asinine twice-a-year time change, I wrote to her and said, Patty, if you can get this done, I will vote for you. Once. Now, evidently, she reintroduced the Sunshine Protection Act bill to eliminate the idiocy of twice-a-year time changes in January of this year is when she introduced it. Now, so you go, Patty. You get this done, and I will keep my word, and I will vote for you. Once. This is Mad Doug Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
NCWLIFE's news team is keeping an eye on North Central Washington. Join us each weekday evening at 5, 6, and 10 for the NCWLIFE Evening News, with interviews, in-depth reporting, and the kind of insights you can't find anywhere else. We're the hometown news station for the Wenatchee Valley, the Cascade Foothills, and up and down the Columbia River. Thanks for watching NCWLIFE, proud to be part of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
Hello, I'm Ben Gregg. I'd like to thank everyone this year for helping out and supporting Walker's Cares.
From the Team Up with Timmy campaign to now, Walker's Cares has raised over $325,000 to support local families and charities in our area.
Thank you to everyone who has contributed. We appreciate your support.
At Walker's Furniture and Mattress, a portion of every purchase is donated back to your community.
Your support matters. Thank you for choosing Walker's.
It's time for the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of Blueberry Hills. The Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center is now enrolling students for their Spring Break Adventure Camps. They start on April 7th. Craftopia Camp features painting and creating original crafts inspired by artifacts at the museum. Robotics Camp teaches the basics of robotics using hands-on experiments, simulations, and challenges. First and second grade students will have half-day camps. Older students will have full-day camps. Welcome back to the program. It's become common, unfortunately, over the last 10 years or so. A lot of service clubs aren't doing too good. Some of them have seen various members drop away. Some service clubs just can't seem to get younger people involved. And I'm talking about almost all of them, really. We love them all. They do great work. Lions and Tigers and Bears and all those other great service organizations. Rotary is an exception to that. Rotary is thriving, not only here in the Wenatchee Valley. You got your Confluence and your Sunrise and your downtown and all of them. Leavenworth Rotary is about ready to celebrate a milestone, 50 years serving the Bavarian Village and doing a good job of it. Introduce yourself to our television family.
Oh, my name is Mahela Murphy-Martin, and I am the past president of our Leavenworth Rotary and this year's fundraising chairperson.
How long is the planning for this 50th anniversary going on? Because 50 is a big one.
50 is a big one. Really started the whole process in October.
Okay.
And you know, as you get closer to the event, you start ramping up how many times you're meeting and really getting all the particulars completed. So
she mentioned the event, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. They're not obviously when you celebrate your 50th anniversary, you're going to have a party of that. There's no question. I had no idea that Dr. Ed Cadman, who was at one time the president of Rotary International, I mean the head dude from right here in the Wenatchee Valley, he was the one who got the folks in the Upper Valley to get a Leavenworth Rotary going back in 1975.
Absolutely, and Ed Cadman was the catalyst to begin the Club of Leavenworth, and we've actually had an Ed Cadman Fund in his honor because of his instigating the whole process.
Ed, of course, as I mentioned before, was the president at one time of Rotary International, as big as you get, the head dude, so to speak. Do you know why it was 50 years ago that Ed said we need to start branching Rotary a little bit farther out from the Wenatchee Valley, get Leavenworth involved and some other folks, or it was just time?
I think from my understanding before my time, that Ed saw the need for there to be a club in Leavenworth. It was a thriving community with the merchants and the businesses, and knew that there were a lot of movers and shakers in Leavenworth that needed to start this whole program of service above self.
People who join Rotary, you're kind of a lifer. It's kind of like the mob. Once you're in, you're in. You've probably had some folks who've been in the Leavenworth Rotary for almost from the beginning that are still members or have been there for a long time.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, as time passes, you lose a lot of those tenured members, but we definitely do have those that have been there nearly as long as it has been in existence.
How long has Diana been a member? Our mutual friend Diana Zumini. How long
yes,
has she been there?
Diana Zumini, our dear friend. She's been in. She's also a past president. I think she's been in since, I want to say early 90s,
Yeah.
I believe.
She's got the Paul Harris trophy sitting proudly on her desk.
She does, and thanks to Diana as well as all the rest of our members, these are really good people that have done so much for our community and the world at large.
Speaking of that, this is just insane. You sent me a list, or somebody from your organization sent me a list. You sent me pictures of all the local projects. This dates back about how many?
10 years.
This is 10 years worth of projects while we throw pictures up. Talk just a little bit one-on-one about all of these individual projects that the Rotary folks in Leavenworth have done. Start with Upper Valley Men, I think an organization we're all familiar with.
Yes, and so as you say, most people are very familiar with Upper Valley Men and all of the very important things that they do for our community. And one of the actions that they do is gleaning. And for those that aren't familiar, it's where the orchardists and the farmers open up the residual of their crops that volunteers go and pick the fruit and the other agricultural items, and those are then dispersed to the food banks locally and across state. Well, they did not have a gleaning van. And so one of the things that Leavenworth Rotary has done is they actually purchased the Upper Valley Men's first gleaning van.
All the Rotaries everywhere have scholarships that the groups get together and fund, and most of these are perpetually funded, and you, of course, have done scholarships.
We have. Yeah. We have 4 at least that we do each year. And these are to students, very deserving students, who it's not a scholastic scholarship as per se. It's to recognize those students who have done above and beyond their gifts to the community and their service to the community. And we like to recognize that because, of course, that's our future.
Speaking of students, on an annual basis, some high schooler, I think it's high school age, right? Goes from Leavenworth overseas to someplace else.
Correct.
And that country sends somebody of the same age to you guys.
Correct.
And we get to do a little cross-cultural action on that.
Correct. So, one of Rotary's areas of service is to Goodwill and international. So what better way to introduce young people to the world and to being good stewards of our world. And so this year we have 2. We have Jesper, who's from the Netherlands, and we have Janice, who's from Shanghai.
I had no idea. The Wenatchee River Institute, WRI, who I love, and they have a beautiful campus. I had no idea that you guys played a part in building the Learning Center. I didn't find that out until I read my notes.
We did. We actually built, and I have to amend that, Dan. Janice is not from Shanghai. She's from Taiwan.
Okay.
Yes, we actually did build the Outdoor Learning Center for WRI, and it is being used on a consistent basis and has been a real valued part of the valley.
Enchantment Park is the park that the locals use. Parks, like all parks, need maintenance and new cool stuff to drive people to the park. You've done that as well in Enchantment Park.
We did. We built the playground equipment and the pump track. So it is an enticement for our locals, but also our visitors. And what better way to help our local economy and our valley's economy by having families come and introducing them to our beautiful area.
One of the best ways to get younger people involved in service clubs, Rotary or any service club, it doesn't matter, they all do good work, is to get them involved in their younger years when they can, you can make an impact, and that's where the Interact Club comes in. And again, most Rotaries have this as well, right?
Correct. Well, you hope.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what you hope. And we have an extremely vibrant Interact group. They have over 60 members this year. And you are correct, Dan, this is the arm of Rotary for those technically middle school, high school students. Now ours are all from the Cascade High School. But again, these are our future. You introduce young people to service and service above self and giving to your communities, and that's what perpetuates the goodwill and good deeds in our world.
Another construction project, we mentioned already the Wenatchee River Institute, the playground equipment. The Leavenworth Senior Center, if you don't have a good roof, you might as well not even have a senior center. It was falling apart.
That's correct.
Leaks everywhere. Your club stepped in and said, we'll take care of that.
That's correct. It would not have been able to operate.
It
would have been condemned.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's absolutely can't happen. Not only is that for social, which is so extremely important as people are aging, they also provide Meals on Wheels. So leading into that, we also provided the new kitchen equipment because that was broken. So again, for those shut-ins, for those that do not have the opportunity to get out and have that social interaction, because let's face it, those that are volunteering with the Meals on Wheels, they're there maybe the only person that person is visiting with.
Oftentimes they're checking in just to see how they're doing too, you know. I mean, these are shut-in people who don't get out. They depend on the social interaction not only for the food, but just to be with other people.
Absolutely. It is a wellness check. And because of Meals on Wheels and those volunteers, they have many times been the ones to note that someone is failing.
Yeah. And those are just the local projects. Of course, Rotary International has been trying to eradicate polio for 20 years now. That's been like the mission for quite a couple of decades now.
It
right?
has.
And we're like there, right?
We are. We only had 2 wild cases last year. I believe Pakistan and I believe Afghanistan.
Yes, I think you're right. Yeah.
I think those were the 2. So we are so close, and that would not have happened without Rotary. It just wouldn't.
Your local Rotary, the Leavenworth Rotary, how do you decide who gets what of your time and money? Money is not that big of a deal. Anybody can write a check. Time is something else altogether. How do you guys vet who gets what project and where do you put your energy towards? How does that happen?
There is a committee, and there's local funded projects and hands-on projects committees. And when it's funding, we do look at other 501c3s, nonprofits. They will submit an application to the committee who reviews those, and they have to be viable. They have had to have been in existence and have a plan to be successful. But that's not to say that we don't have those projects that someone may be very ill and you get out there with the hammer nails and build ramps and accessibility, or paint, or put in new electrical to adult family homes, things like that. So there's a lot of those projects and activities that these very generous, kind people do, in addition to just the formal projects.
I mentioned at the start of this conversation, there are a lot of service clubs who are seeing a decline in membership, and it's not necessarily they're exiting their earthly vessel. I'm trying to think about the best way to put that. But they're struggling getting younger people involved in their organizations, people in their 20s and 30s. Is that a problem with your Leavenworth Rotary, or are you making headway there?
We do have a number of younger participants and Rotarians now, and I think one of the issues, even in Rotary, it was always a quiet doing sort of service organization. And a couple of years ago, Rotary International said, we need to be a little bit more vociferous about what we do. And I think that's one of the keys to any organization, is being out in your community, wearing your swag, saying who you are, what you're doing, because it's been really interesting, whether it's us painting a wall that's been tagged, or doing a fundraising event, something like that. We're wearing our vests or cleaning up the highway, and we've had people roll down their windows and ask or say, well, what are you doing? What's Rotary? And I think that's kind of a key for any organization. You need to be a little visible. You need to be a little bit more vocal about what you do and all the good works that you do.
The physical footprint of Leavenworth Rotary is what exactly? The greater Upper Valley?
Pretty much. We, of course, you have people from Plain and Lake Wenatchee, and to Kashmir also. So I think that would be safe. We do have some people, though, that are traveling from Wenatchee for various reasons. Maybe they have a home there, and so also want to be participating in that community.
How do you, before we get into the big party, which, by the way, April 5th, write that down, how do you quantify success? How do you know that you're making an impact not only in the Upper Valley and Leavenworth in general, but just to the citizens? Is there a measurable way you can say, man, we are doing good, or you do it and you hope people notice that you're doing good?
I really think, Dan, that's really more the attitude, is you don't look for the accolades, you don't look for the pats on the back, but if we're growing, which we are, I think that says a lot for what people are recognizing and want to be a part of. So to me, that's a measure of success, but it's in so many things. I feel that when you are doing these works and you are accomplishing your goals, that's success. And that seems to be the biggest, I think, measurement.
Well, let's talk about the party. It's a themed party, Gold Rush, because it's the golden anniversary, 50th anniversary of the Leavenworth Rotary. Talk about all the things that people need to know. You don't have to be a Rotarian to show up. No, in fact, it's encouraged if you're not a Rotarian to show up, as a matter of fact. Give me all the good goop about April 5th.
Okay, leavenworthrotary.com. You can go to the site, and there is a barcode that you can actually sign up for the event. And you're right, you don't need to be a Rotarian. We have a lot of non-Rotarians that attend our parties. This is going to be a very fun event, Dan. We are in nod of our 50th year, so golden anniversary, right? So the Gold Rush, also a nod to our area. With the gold mining in the area, we wanted to really capitalize on that. So the Fest Hall of Leavenworth is going to be turned into a saloon. And if you wish to don your attire, miners, saloons, Western garb, it's all part of the fun. We will have gaming tables, not gambling, gaming. We are not exchanging real money for at the tables, but we will have blackjack, we will have craps, we will have a money wheel, we will have a sluicing box or sluicing station. Wow. So you may
discover gold,
Dan, and you may discover some gold. So, and line dancing. So if you're really hankering to learn how to line dance, you can come and learn how to line dance.
I wanted to point one thing out, and I apologize. There's a typo. This is the flyer. There's a typo. It says it's $65 per person. You could charge twice that.
That's true, and a lot of organizations do, because this includes a beautiful barbecue dinner.
Yes, food and
That's
fun.
right.
$65. You could do better than that.
Well, we could, but you know what? We want to encourage people to come, have fun, and bid. So, we do have adult beverages and, of course, in theme. So all of that participation really does go to support. So we'll have our live auction items and our silent auction items and our dessert dash, and all of those contribute to our activity and to support our whole goal of fundraising.
Last question before we cut you loose, because we're almost out of time. For people who might be interested in joining the Leavenworth Rotary, you meet where and when?
We meet on Fridays at noon at Crystals on Highway 2.
Cool. I think everybody knows where that is.
I think so.
Join the Rotary. Join any service club. I don't care what it is. I know a lot of Rotarians, and almost all of them are really cool. Some of them are really, really cool. Congratulations, happy 50th anniversary, and let us know how it goes, all right?
Thank you, Dan. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks for coming down. I appreciate it. I
Thank
do.
you.
You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
The end is near. The final days are here for the historic going out of business sale at Crown Furniture in Wenatchee. Yes, after 60 years, we're closing forever in a matter of days. With so much great furniture still on hand, we invite you in for some friendly negotiation on price. Just find what you like and negotiate. If you're reasonable, it's yours. Negotiate on living rooms, on dining rooms, on bedrooms, mattress sets, fine leather, and more. If you're reasonable, it's yours. The final days mean the greatest savings at Crown Furniture. After 60 years, closing the doors and going out of business forever.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Only 32 degrees. It was a cold start to the morning. You can see the high clouds behind us from our Wenatchee Heights camera. 3 systems heading our way. One of them is going to be pretty quickly hitting, coming and going. And then the next one will last a little bit longer. Going to bring us a little bit more rain. For the most part, we're in for a pretty wet period. We're going to catch a break on Thursday, tomorrow, and we'll catch another break on Saturday. Outside of that, get ready for some cloudy and perhaps quite wet weather with some snow, measurable snow in the mountain passes. One more time for the National Weather Service. Here we go. The clouds are here now. They'll be thickening up by late afternoon. It'll start raining, they tell us, and we'll top off at about 48 degrees. Good chance of rain tonight, 80% chance of rain tonight. Snow level is going to be down to 2,100 feet. You past travelers, get ready. Could get a little dicey tonight. Overnight low 34, which is actually just about normal for this time of the year. Catch a break for the most part on Thursday. Rain will be done by 7 or 8 a.m. on Thursday morning. Snow level goes up. A little breezy tomorrow. Lots of sunshine Thursday night. Next chance of rain comes Friday. Looks pretty wet, especially Friday afternoon and Friday night. That's the next round of rain. Saturday, we catch a break. Lots of sunshine on Saturday. Highs in the 50s, and then we are going to have a significant warm-up. Combination of warm air, very warm air in the American Southwest is going to start seeping up into the Pacific Northwest, accompanied by an atmospheric river. Get ready for warm and wet weather next week. Enjoy your last day of winter. We'll see you tomorrow for the first day of spring. Bye-bye.